It's time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming for Thursday, the 4th of July. I'm Wendy Corr, bringing you headlines from the Cowboy State Daily newsroom, brought to you by Wyoming Senior Olympics. On July 10th, you can help support senior athletes in Wyoming by participating in the Wyo Gives Day of Giving. A federal judge Tuesday said Wyoming doesn't have to follow a new federal rule allowing males identifying as females in school bathrooms. Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that the new rule was set to go into effect August 1st.
The judge looked at the law, which is Title IX, which was written to give women and girls opportunities in schools so they wouldn't suffer missing out on sports or scholarships or other opportunities. And he looked at Biden's final rule, which is supposed to protect transgender students' access to various activities, and especially bathrooms and locker rooms. And he said that this rule doesn't fit within the law. It exceeds the bounds of the law. It exceeds the intentions of the law.
The judge blocked the rule from going into effect in Wyoming, Alaska, Kansas, and Utah, as well as several other schools nationwide that other plaintiffs and their children attend while the case is ongoing. State Representative Rachel Rodriguez-Williams of Cody is concerned about a new facility set up to assist immigrants in Jackson and Teton County. Cowboy State Daily's Leah Wolfson reports that Rodriguez-Williams sent a letter to the Immigrant Resource Center asking a number of questions about its operations and then publicized the letter in a press release.
She believes it could potentially have the opportunity to allow illegal immigrants to vote in Wyoming elections and illegally receive welfare benefits as well. Spoke to Representative Liz Storr, a Democrat from Jackson, who's familiar with this organization, and she said that Rodriguez-Williams was inappropriately jumping to conclusions, and she should have reached out to the organization and actually communicated with it rather than putting out a press release the day after she sent it a letter.
Officials at the center say the organization will neither help people register to vote nor help them receive public benefits. They said it's only designed to help people of Mexican descent receive help and reconnect with family in their homeland. Well, in Colorado, fireworks are limited to sparklers, and that's about it. Cross the state line into Wyoming and almost anything goes, a point made in a viral video by comedian Taylor Calas. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines spoke to the Colorado-based comedian who created the video for his 700,000 followers on his Dude Dad YouTube channel.
He grew up in South Dakota. Fireworks regulations there are quite similar to they are in Wyoming. You can pretty much get what you want, and you can just go to these big stands by the roadside and, get things that explode and flash and all the fun stuff. And then he moved to Colorado about 4 years ago and just says just insanely restrictive there.
Calas is a familiar figure on late-night TV with many regular appearances on Jimmy Kimmel Live and other TV shows and commercials. He said he has traveled to the Cowboy State to enjoy some genuine pyrotechnics, but he emphasized that he didn't take them back across the state line to Colorado. That would be illegal. I'll be back in just 15 seconds with more news.
In southwest Wyoming, wide open space is waiting. This is how we explore it. In Rock Springs and Green River, Wyoming. Plan your adventure at explorewy.com.
God bless America, the land that we love.
There's no shortage of fantastic 4th of July celebrations in Wyoming, but it seems everyone who's anyone in the Cowboy State wants to make an appearance at the Cody Stampede parades on July 3rd and 4th. Cowboy State Daily's Andrew Rossi has spent the last few Stampede celebrations on the roof of the historic Irma Hotel, announcing the parade to the hundreds of people within earshot. He says Cody is the place to be on Independence Day.
Senator John Barrasso, he's been there on both the 3rd and the 4th for every year that I've been there, and probably many years before that. Senator Cynthia Lummis was there on the 3rd. Harriet Hagman's going to be there on the 4th. Governor Gorton wasn't there this year, but he has been there in years past. It seems like it just attracts a lot of the notable people in the state, and it's just a fun, electrifying atmosphere.
Along with being an early kickoff to Independence Day, the Cody Stampede Parade also means it's time for one of Wyoming's most celebrated and legendary events, the Cody Stampede Professional Rodeo, which is celebrating its 105th anniversary this year. And what started out as a way for one of our writers to annoy his neighbors has become a patriotic Cowboy State Daily tradition. Mark Hines, who happens to own a lot of chainsaws, shares his 2024 chainsaw rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner.
a few years ago, neighbors, college kids were blowing off a bunch of fireworks, and it was getting late, and I was getting irritated. So, you know what I'm going to do then? I'm going to go out and I'm going to play the Star Spangled Banner on one of my chainsaws. Because I'm kind of into chainsaws and firewood cutting. I've got 5 chainsaws, so I pulled out one of my favorites and I played the Star Spangled Banner on it. Our daughter took video of it, and then a couple years later, when I started working for Cowboy State Daily, I showed that video to Jimmy Orr, and he said, "Well, we've got to do this for Cowboy State Daily."
Happy 4th of July, everyone. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the daily newsletter button on cowboystatedaily.com. And you can watch this newscast every day by clicking subscribe on our YouTube channel. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.